Chris on 1HD. Let's get this Thursday night 6-meter net underway.
Welcome. This is South Central New Hampshire Thursday night net. Please stand by for net control.
Attention to all stations on frequency. This is Net Control Station N1HD. My name is Chris. This is the Thursday night 6-meter net for the Central New Hampshire Amateur Radio Club. Tonight's net is net number 842. This net meets weekly every Thursday night at 8 p.m. And if you're hearing this net on 6 meters or 2 meters, you may join the net on the frequency that works best for you. You're not required to be a member of the club to participate. The format of tonight's net will be stations wishing to check in and then a couple of rounds of informal rag chew conversation. I do ask that any lengthy discussion take place after the net. At this time, I'm looking for your check-ins. Call sign, name, and location, please. Alright, good call up. I had a double at the beginning, but I got you both. WV1GXM Conrad and Tilden. I got N1CRZ Jim via EchoLink down in Salem. N1NYH Charlie in Laconia. KB1 IFN Greg in Moultonboro. Clayton up in Wolfboro, N1VAU. And then the last station, did you say your name was Clayton AA1 Victor Echo? Do I have that correct? Very good. Thanks for coming out and checking into the net. Anyone else?
Kilo Bravo 1 Yankee Sierra Kilo Stan Concord.
Bob NY1H Spring Hill, Florida via EchoLink.
Okay, we picked up AA1DE. We've got KB1YSK, NY1H. Bob, thanks for coming out. Anyone else? All right, let's get started with a couple of rounds of informal rag chew. Conrad, if you could pick it up, please, sir. And when you're through, send it to Jim. He's on EchoLink. His call sign is N1CRZ. Jim, send it to Charlie in Laconia, N1NYH. And Charlie to Greg in Moultonboro, KB1IFN. And then Greg, if you would, right back here, please. WB1GXM, this is N1HD Net Control.
Looking over to what needs to be fixed to check
N1NYH, Charlie, pick it up, please.
Well, I'm gonna say my 2 cents. I'm gonna sign out. Pass it on to Greg. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, quick net going so far tonight. Let's see. Yeah, last weekend it was kind of good to stay at home and do some cleaning stuff. So I think there's still a mountain of stuff left to go through, but I guess I'll say that is a start so far that I got on it. Looking forward to the day off tomorrow and heading up to Milan to drop the sleds off and ride from there to the Snowdio. So hopefully the trails will be groomed and the test drive will be open for the new 2021 sleds. Kind of want to see what all that stuff is all about now. So not looking forward to the early morning start, but glad I'll be able to sleep in on Saturday. With that, I'll turn it back to Net Control and on HD for KUNIFN.
All right, thank you, Conrad, Jim, Charlie, and Greg. And Charlie, I'll show you as one and done. Thanks for coming out and checking in. I really appreciate it. And the Snowdio, once you get closer, I'm sure you'll run into some groomed trails, especially in the area where they're test driving the sled. So anytime I've ever been, they always had a Scandic or something with a little mogul master parading around before. They want to make sure that you get a good ride on a new sled. Hi. Okay, Clayton, if you could pick it up, please, and send it to Bill, AA1DE, new call sign. And Bill, send it down to my friend Stan. He's down in Concord. His call sign is KB1YSK. And Stan, from Concord, we're going to hit EchoLink and run it all the way down to Florida to Bob, NY1H, and Bob send it right back here to Net Control. N1VAU, N1HD. Welcome, Clayton.
Thank you, Chris. Good evening to all those on the net. Good net tonight. What have I been up to? Well, I dusted off a D-Star radio. And it's like learning it all over again. Hadn't touched the thing in a couple of years. And you had to remember or be retaught the 8 places in the programming. For some reason, I made the same mistake I did when I started with this radio before. Thought it was 7 places. But once I got that going around, and a few tweaks here and there, and an external speaker, because the 880 has a horrible internal speaker, especially for D-Star. And listened to it for a while. I'm having fun for no money. I didn't even have to buy another radio. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Bill up in Rumney. AA1DE, N1VAU.
N1VAU in the group. AA1DE. I had a less than exciting day cleaning up messes. I had reprogrammed my mobile radio on the truck for the sled dog races last weekend and hadn't gotten around to programming it back to where I wanted it for normal use, and that's what I spent the afternoon doing, fighting with Chirp. I probably need an updated version of Chirp because it was definitely doing some strange things. I've used it before and it's worked just fine, but this time it didn't seem to want to work for me. But it got in there, and I guess I got some of it right at least because I managed to get the gun stock repeater at least. I hope the other channels are in also. I've heard a couple. Haven't transmitted any, but I have heard the Twin State repeater over in Hanover area. So I guess I've got to cue them back in properly. I wish there were an easy way to capture my older settings and just pop it back in. But the Kenwood radio doesn't work the same way as our HTs do. With the HT, you can set up the file and then download it to the goes to the radio, so you don't have to wait till you're done and download. It does it in real time. And that makes it a little more complicated, because if you screw up, you've got a lot of things to fix. And I found that for me it was not moving some of the records the way I would like it to, or the way I thought it usually does. If I asked it to exchange two memories, it sometimes did it, sometimes didn't do it. But I guess I've got most of it in properly anyhow. And I don't have much else to add. So I'll turn it over to Stan and say 73. KB1, YFK, AA1DE. 73, everyone.
YSK in the group, NY1H. Good evening, gentlemen. Good to hear everybody out here. Oh, my goodness. Charlie, in and out, just like that. Oh, good to hear you, Butch, and of course, Greg. And Clayton, circuits that microphone. I found a bunch of stuff I've been looking for, but I did not find the microphone. I did find programming cables and software for radios I don't even own anymore. FT897, 857. Oh, I did find finally my FT8900 cables, and so because we still have two of those, one in each mobile. My VX7R and one of the other handhelds. But I came across a bunch of stuff I've been looking for, but can't find the stupid microphone. And I know Chris left it here. Chris did not take it with him. I don't know. I'll find it. I'll find it. Someday. It'll turn up. But anyway, thank you very much. I appreciate it. We'll call it alone for now until I find mine. That's all I really on this end. Not much else to report. Currently 79 degrees, but really breezy. My 160 meter inverted L kind of looked like a whip. Seriously, the trees are pulling on it, and kind of worried about that today. But it's going to cool down a little bit tomorrow. So that's about it. Let's go around. I will send it back to Net Control N1 HD. Over to Chris, N1H.
Okay, real quick, Bill, AA1DE, are you going to come back for round 2, or are you done? Okay, I wrote down one and done. He did say 73 to the group, so we'll show him checked out. Stan, it just seems like a couple of weeks ago you were talking about the birthdays and all that stuff. And Clayton, good to hear you on D-Star. Hopefully we can make it a regular thing and spark that back up and get it going, at least in this area. And I do have Clayton did give me a microphone, Bob, to bring with me if I ever get down there. I will be talking to my mom tomorrow morning. I usually Bluetooth converse with her on Mondays and Fridays, so we'll be chatting tomorrow. I'll get an update and share that with you. Probably on the radio, or I'll shoot you a text next week. So, anyways, this is N1HD Net Control in the new revised shack, and having a good time with this setup the way I want it. I'll probably make a few tweaks here and there and make it even better, but I'm really digging this new setup. So we are at the bottom of the list for round one. Is there anyone waiting to check in? This is N1HD Net Control. All right, let's send it around again. Conrad, if you could pick it up and send it back over to Jim on EchoLink N1CRZ. And then Charlie checked out, so Jim, you can send it to Greg, KB1IFN. Greg, send it to Clayton, N1VAU, and Clayton back here, please. WB1GXM, N1HD.
Very good, Chris. Say hello to the old fella down there in the swamps of Florida. Nice to have you on, Bob. Sounding young as ever. And got a phone call. Yeah, have the telephone on the other hand. One of the grandkids, late night call, requesting something. So far they haven't bankrupted me yet, but you never know. Over the next station, WB1GXM.
Well, I think that goes to me. N1CRZ for all the various radio links and stuff. So another thing I've been looking at is have one of those small Honda generators, and there's a kit out there which will make it a tri-fuel. And was watching some YouTube videos on that, and guy actually did the installation while filming it, and it was simple. So with all the small carburetor jets, because this engine is so efficient and all that, it tends to gum up with gas if you're not using it pretty constantly. But with propane, the gas kind of, or the fuel lasts almost forever in the tank, and you get many, many hours out of one of those barbecue tanks. So I've been seriously considering that conversion. So let's see, we'll pass it over to Greg, KB1IFN, N1CRZ.
Business on the generator fuel conversion. That sounds pretty cool. Let's see. I think I do know one person. Ham is not on here tonight that does have a propane generator. It has an automatic one, I think. Don't know the size of it. Must be at least 10K. I think he said that he only gets 2 days out of his tank that he's got there. Not sure if it's 100 or 200 pounders, but I do remember the 2 days thing, and his issue there is I don't think he has any spare tanks, and the trucks are usually unwilling to come fill him up on a timely basis, and like to charge delivery charges because it's a small amount. So just throwing that in there as far as that goes. And let's see, club meeting, wish that I had gone. That was my only day to see Heather before she left again. She was gone for 2 weeks prior, and that was the only night that she was here. And now she's gone for even longer this next trip. And wish that I got to see the pictures and stuff with N1LT. He definitely was one of the reasons that I got my license here. And I guess lastly, as far as the sleds go, yeah, I guess it is worth taking a look at the new sleds up there to see all the innovations and all the potential issues, I guess, to see what are on the latest models. Guess I'll save that story for another time now, but I guess I'll end it by saying one of the guys that I ride with that's new to snowmobiling is back 1,500. So just about fell over when I saw that. With that, let's see. I'll turn it over to Clayton. Just keep you an eye on.
All right. Speaking of N1LT, there's calling hours tomorrow, Friday, March 6th, 4 to 6 p.m. at the Wilkinson Bean Simoneau Paquette Funeral Home, 164 Pleasant Street, Laconia. Ham's attending. I came up with the idea, and it seems to go over well. Then wear your call sign badges. The family needs to know that the Hams were there. If we were Masons or Shriners, it would be easily identifiable, but being a Ham, your call sign badge will do it. This is N1BAU, back to Net Control.
All right, well said, Clayton. Great point. I'll be there with my badge on tomorrow, and I'll get with you on what we're going to do if we plan to attend together. Yeah, good luck with the snowmobile thing, Greg, and 100 pounds of propane in a couple of days. That seems like a lot. I heated my garage while I worked on my rail car last winter with a 100-pounder, but it wasn't running constant. I just used it to heat up the garage and then shut it off, and it made through the winter, and I still got some left, so I've been sipping on that this winter as well. All right, moving right along. We are going to go down to Concord to Stan. Pick it up, please. Send it back down to Florida to Bob, NY1H, and Bob right back here, please. KB1YSK, N1HD.
N1HD and the group. Well, let's see. This weekend, my climbing partner, who got back about a week ago from the mountains of India with the National Geographic photographers, she was photographing or photographing, what's that word? Taking pictures of snow leopards. And they saw 13 while they were there, which I guess is a record. It is an endangered species. So she's got, I don't know how many pictures that she's loaded up, and we're going to have a little presentation on that this weekend, which should be kind of fun. Other than that, back tomorrow down to the Discovery Center and see who's going to be coming through for schools. Last week it was all the vacation week for New Hampshire schools, so we had a bunch of families coming through, and that was even better than the busloads of school kids, because the families stop and talk a little bit longer. Anyhow, we'll be down there and see how many people we can interest in the hobby. So with that, we'll send it back down to you, Bobby, and Y1H. This is KB1YSK.
Alright, KB1YSK and Y1H. Oh, very good. Oh, it sounds like a lot of fun, I guess, when you get a chance to actually talk to people there. You know, I still never got to visit you there, and I promise that next time I come to New Hampshire, I will. I do have a comment though about the generators running on propane. I'll tell you, after you run a typical generator 40 hours and change the oil, and you'll see some discoloration in the motor oil, whether it's synthetic or conventional oil, which is normal to be expected. Now you run that same generator 40 hours on propane, and when you change the oil after 40 hours, what comes out looks like what you're putting back in. But don't think you can get away with it. You got to change the oil. But running on propane, it really, the machine will last forever. Just look at any forklift for the most part. They just they'll maintain. They will run forever. So that's just food for thought. And yes, propane is not cheap, especially here in Florida. Well, actually, I wouldn't say it's expensive, but not convenient. It's certainly not piped in or anywhere around where I live, and I would definitely have to have tanks filled or bring tanks to a filling station. So it's not in my foreseeable future, but it's definitely a viable resource. Not else a lot to report. eventually, but that's okay. It's just when you get here, you get here. Just glad to see you, but, no rush when your dad's ready and that kind of thing. So, all right. Good to be in here tonight, and I want to say good evening to everyone. Good to hear everybody out here. Yeah, Butch, it's been a long time, kid. All right, guys, I'll say 73. Back to Net Control, N1HD, NY1H.
All right, thanks, Bob. The only experience I have with generator, we used to race motocross every weekend. It would be sometimes 100 degrees out in the middle of a dirt parking lot, and I spent about $300 on this Champion generator, and the thing was a little bit loud, but I changed the oil, ran synthetic oil, but that poor thing would sit out in the heat and run all day long to keep my motorhome cool with the AC running in the fridge and all the good stuff that goes with it, because we didn't have any power down there other than that, and really beat the heck out of that thing, and I can't say enough good things about it. Never burned any oil. If I changed the oil and didn't put quite enough in, which happened once in a while, it wouldn't run. It did have that auto oil shut-off thing, so never really worried about it. But I did take good care of it, change the oil, and I use it every year on field day, and it runs 24 hours. And it's been pretty darn good. It was probably the best $300 I ever spent. Bought it down in Chichester, down at the Tractor Supply down there, and still going. It's my backup here if power ever goes out, which it hardly ever does. All right, we're officially at the bottom of the list from round 2. Is there anyone waiting to check in? This is N1HD Net Control. Okay, Laura, you made it in there for last call. Pick it up, please. Give us what you got going on, and then send it right back here. KC1JZD, this is N1HD. All right, KC1JZD, this is N1HD. Is there anyone else waiting to check in?
KC1, FRX, Eric, Wolfboro.
All right, Eric, better late than never. Thanks for coming out and checking in. I appreciate it. Pick it up and send it back here to Net Control. This turned out to be a pretty good net. You missed a good one.
Sorry for the late check-in, guys. Just finished putting the kids to bed, and it took a little longer than usual. So, couldn't enjoy the weather more today. The sun was out. A little chilly with the wind, but oh well, things happen. So, I will turn it back to Net Control. N1HD. This is KC1FRX.
All right, very good, Eric. Again, thanks for coming out and checking in. Anyone else? Hello, Cliff. Pick it up. Send it back here to Net Control. Welcome.
Okay, good evening all. I just looked at my watch and remembered there was a net on tonight, so I apologize for checking in late. Good to see everybody at the meeting, and sorry I missed the first part of the net. Sounded like it must have been a good one. Back to net, NYRCQ.
All right. Thank you, Cliff, for taking the time. All right. Any last minute questions, comments, or check-ins?
Here are the comments.
Okay, Jim, pick it up.
Made my generator propane comment on round 2. I just thought I'd mention that this particular generator is not large. It's very small. It's 2,000 watt max and probably 1,500 watts. It's the portable Honda. It will run around 9 hours on its eco mode, which I've done before, so that's an accurate figure. That's on the internal tank, 1.1 gallons. So the typical barbecue tank is about 4 1/3 gallons of propane, and they're claiming to get 20 hours of runtime. So although I'm not running any big loads, it's just to keep lights on and things like that. I do keep several propane tanks for patio heaters and the barbecue grills and all that. So they should be good, and like we said, propane lasts forever in its tank, and I already have them around. So just figured I'd add that. And if I was using one of those 100-gallon tanks, it would probably last indefinitely. So N1CRZ will be clear.
Okay, Jim, thank you for that. Anybody else? Last minute questions, comments, or check-ins? All right, I'd like to thank all the stations that checked in tonight and all the members for supporting the club and pouring out that your dues and volunteering are what keep the club and the repeaters alive. Also like to acknowledge Gunstock Mountain for hosting the repeaters, and of course CNHARC for all the hard work to keep the club and the repeaters running. Tonight we had EchoLink, we had the 3.0 machine in Franklin, we had 985 on Gunstock, and also the 6 meter net, 6 meter repeater for the net. Everything seems to be working good tonight, and it's all due to the hard work from the repeater coordinator, and I was kind of hoping maybe he'd check in tonight. We'll get him on the next one. Okay, I'd like to invite you to a club meeting. It's always on the first Tuesday of the month. The next club meeting will be April 7th at 7 o'clock at the church in Guilford. All welcome, and call us on 985 if you need directions. All right, thanks again for checking in. You make my job a lot of fun, and we'll see you on the air next week. This is N1HD closing the net.
Net closed at 20 hours 35 minutes.
And that's a wrap. Hope you'd enjoyed the Central New Hampshire Amateur Radio Club Net tonight on March 5th, 2020. 7-3 from N1HD.